What is up, everybody? My name is Andrew and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival 2024. This is episode number 28, and this episode's kind of ambitious because we're going to be focusing on the control room that we started last episode. I've got a couple of cool, interesting ideas for this thing regarding using signal update stuff and automation and that sort of thing. So we're going to try to get to it. Mainly on our roster, we're going to expand this a little bit downward, so it's going to take over some of this space as well. We're also going to build some sort of signal relay thing that I've kind of thought up, and in my head it works, but I don't know if it's going to work in practice. We're going to find out. And I've also got a couple of ideas to maybe get some of our drones on this network thing, kind of like we have the solar stuff here where we can see how much power they're generating. It'd be nice to see some of our drones' statuses and stuff like that. And that was an idea from the comments, so thank you everyone for the ideas. I think we're gonna try to do something like that. We're also gonna try to pressurize this because a couple of you guys have stated that it'd be really cool to see this pressurized. So yeah, all those things in this episode. Let's get started. Starting off easy with probably removing this stuff right here. So we're creating a second layer of this. It's gonna go down to probably about here. Maybe I can bring it down further. Well, this, for instance, right here is going to get removed. That's going to get removed. That's going to get removed. That as well. And these two also. But these are going to kind of mirror what we have above. So they're going to look a little bit like this. One right there and one right there. Let me plop those in there so you can see. And it's going to kind of look like that. So it's going to kind of mirror this look down below. And as far as the second section goes, I guess I don't really need it to be that nice. Really, the only reason I'm building a second section to this control room area is because I want my little relay station that we're gonna make to be, you know, not shootable. I don't want anything to shoot it. And if it's down here, I figure a Reaver could shoot down into it, but if it's down here, they're gonna have to get through this stuff before they can get through this stuff. So that's kind of where I'm thinking. This right here, I think is gonna get removed. For now, I suppose let's just remove all this stuff here so we can get the macchiato in there and drill out that area. So let's hop in the macchiato grande and P and then Z so we can get our dampeners on, and we're going. All right, let's come around this corner here and we'll use our right click mining to mine out a little bit of this area. And I think just this level of blocks is going to be fine. We don't really need that big of an area for this. So we'll go out pretty far, probably about as far as we went for the other stuff. Ooh, and actually I'm noticing we're getting a connection into here. So there is the possibility that we could connect these up a little bit, make this a little easier to access. Although that's going to make it a little tricky if we want to pressurize, since this is not a pressurized area. Although there's nothing stopping it from being a pressurized area, considering we have these hangar doors. So we could indeed pressurize this if we wanted to. Anyway, this mining right here is going to continue around this area over here. Why do we have some blocks right here? Oh, because this is where the stairwell is. Okay, we're probably going to have to redo the stairwell then, at least on this side. Which is fine. I'm not too attached to it. I'm thinking something like that right there. That'll be the connection to the above, and that'll be how big this little second floor area is going to be. So if I can get a couple girders, I can show you what I'm thinking for the windows. So you'll see kind of what it looks like compared to what's above. So just a couple girders, not too many, like maybe 4. Shouldn't need any more than that. And then with our windows, we're just going to go like boom, boom, just like that. And it's going to really mirror what we have above there. And then we'll do our blocks down here. One right there, one right there, there, and there. Perfect. And then I'm thinking we're probably not going to have it be as grand as this. This is probably going to continue to be just a big pillar right here. So we're probably not going to like fill it in that entire way. Okay, so we have most of the area that we want mined out here. I think I'm going to downgrade this to having only one entrance instead of the 2 we have here. And I think, which one do I want to keep? Let's remove that. For now, you know what? I'm just going to cover up both entrances, and then I'll come back and do the entrance once we have this entire room figured out, because I don't know where I'm going to put stuff yet, so I think that's probably the best way to do things. All right, I think the macchiato's work here is done. I got the walls put in, I just need to build them all up. There are all these new inset wall pillar and inset wall, some with inset wall lights. So we'll see how it looks once it's built up, but let's get this back over there, and then we'll go grab a bunch of materials to build this stuff. And then we'll get to work on the fun part of this episode, which is going to be the relay thing that works in my mind, but I don't know if it works in in Space Engineers. In real Space Engineers. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to right click on one of these, then we're going to go to our source of stuff, and we're just going to control shift middle mouse button on this. Or no, wait, we're going to control middle mouse button on this? Yes, that'll grab 10 of the thing. Okay, cool. And then we're going to see how that works. Well, it actually gets us an entire line. That's pretty good. I'll just keep doing that. Control middle mouse button to grab 10, and we'll keep going. And again, I'm giving the barista a break, which I really shouldn't be. I should be using the barista, but I don't know. Something about it. Right now, I don't feel like using the barista. I don't feel like going to grab the barista, you know, loading it up. All right, once we get this line, it should be just one more trip here. So there we go. And then we need to get the rest of the stuff for this, which is just a bunch of construction components, I believe. So let's go ahead and G. I'll just right click all this stuff here so we can grab specifically the stuff we need for this. And while we're at it, we'll just grab the stuff we need for these. So that should be the entire set of pillars done. We'll see how it looks here. Add one of those. We didn't get enough for the other one, but there we go. Yeah, okay. I think we just need to change the color a little bit. Let's get like a, I mean, this is kind of gonna be our little server room down here. So maybe we want like a, I don't know, like a green color. Was that too wild? Let's do like a Tron green. Let's see how that looks. Hey, that's not bad. Look at that. Actually, you know what? I think I like that better. But then down here, we need to change this to something. Maybe like a concrete even. All right, there we go. That's gonna be our room. We're going with a white concrete. I don't know why these blocks are, oh, that's why. Okay, we're just gonna make that a normal block right here. Oop. And, well, okay, almost fixed. We need a bunch of steel plates. Can I get a bunch of steel plates, please? All right, what do you guys think? We got the window, we got the window. We got, the concrete looks a little weird, understandably. We might change it out on this, at least on this front piece right here. But this stuff don't look that bad. Of course, need a bunch of steel plates to grab up to weld all this stuff up, but I think it's gonna look pretty good once we have it welded. For now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove that right there so we can get in and out. And I think that's gonna be, we'll pop that right there. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay. So when we pressurize this room, this right here is gonna end up being a little airlock. So airlock right here to out there. Then when we go down into here, we're also gonna have a little airlock out there. And then up here, when we go, so this will also be pressurized with that room. When we go up to here, we'll have another airlock. So we'll probably either remove both of these or have a little airlock up here and then remove the staircase somewhere. So then you go through airlock and then you're in this little, you know, this little section. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Actually, you know what, let's figure it out now. We need to get this airlock thing sorted. So I think we want, maybe we move this somewhere. All right, let me cook a little bit. Here's what I'm thinking. Remove this stuff right here. Remove this stuff right here. Right here, you place one of these sliding hatch doors, and then right here, you place the other, whoops, the other one, reverted. So there's your airlock. You got this thing right here. Of course, we need to remove some of these, some of this stuff. All right, so our new stairwell is gonna be right there. And we're gonna have another block right here. So this might make this look a little bit weirder, having it like this, but maybe it'll be a little more integrated actually. Boom, like that. There we go. And I don't know if I have enough stuff for this, but yes, apparently I do. So there we go, we have that. This is gonna get removed and replaced with a different kind of block. This right here is gonna go that way. We're gonna have that go like this, I think, yep. Then we're gonna completely change up how we do this stuff up here. So we need to get rid of these stairs. All of that's gonna be a little different. I think we're gonna do the double stairs right here. So stairs are gonna come down like that, bam. And then we're gonna have our other stairs come down from here. Boom, there we go. We now have our new stairwell that's gonna come down like that. So this right here, I'm gonna hand drill out a little bit of this because we don't want that there. We're gonna put a normal block, boom, right there. Okay. All right, this should be enough for both of the doors. So here's door number 1 and here's door number 2. Now you can consider this area remastered. And I guess it's running on the same script that is controlling the main door. So it is gonna like try to automatically close. But now this right here, this exit right here is completely pressurized. So once we have that in and the back wall, this will be pressurized. I mean, we still have a lot of wall to do and stuff. But yeah, so this is set up to be pressurized. And then this down area right here is set up to be pressurized as well, with the only entrance being this, that, and the one up top, which won't need to be pressurized because we'll have the top will be pressurized itself. I think maybe we do it like this. Boom, boom, and let that come down like that. The stairs went down to the level that we're looking for a room to take. All right, what do you think of this? Just a little, you know, it's kind of like a little basement entrance down here, but once you come down here, boom, you're at the next level. Awesome. You know, you can continue down to the next level if you want to, or you can go back up to the control room. So it's officially a 2-level control room, and I'm not gonna like have it on the other side as well because there's no need for a double staircase coming down to here. That would be a little bit unnecessary. So yeah, we'll have this. This will be where we're gonna have our little relay thing, which is gonna be fun and hopefully will work. And then, yeah, the main bit of the control room will be still upstairs. And I guess if we wanna go down yet another level, we could always do it right down here. Actually, that's where we should do it. Because we are gonna want this to come down to the next level. Yeah, actually, I like that idea. Right here, that's where we're gonna come down. Okay, so for now, we're not gonna worry about that. That's gonna be like that, but that's where our staircase is gonna be. It's gonna come down just like that, and it's gonna come down to this level right here. So boop, and then over. And we'll revamp all this stuff over here. It'll be cool, it'll be awesome. Okay, the next thing I'm thinking of is where do we wanna put our vents? I'm thinking right here would be a good one. So we'll throw a vent right here. I'll grab the main air vent thing right there. So we'll throw one of our nice ones, maybe like that. Right there, and on the bottom, perhaps we'll put a little one of these, a little container, so that we can grab stuff from here if we so desire. So I'll have our vent right there. I know it's not perfectly symmetrical, but in relation to that it is, so I think it's gonna be fine. So vent right there, and then we'll do the same thing right here. We'll copy that right there, and we'll have our vent be up there. And I'm not gonna have another, cargo container down here. I don't think it's gonna matter that much. So there we go. I'll even paint it the same color as that, just so we have that. And then, yeah, okay. So then behind here, we're gonna have to run that all the way over there because we do actually have a connection here. I'll come over here so I can show you. We do actually have a connection coming over here. So we need to run that way as well and then up, and we should be able to make it there. So let me, how do I wanna do this? I might run it over here and then up. Let me see, I'll come along this side and see what we have. Yeah, okay, so we'd have to run it over here because that's our vent. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. All right, that should be everything for this little bit right here. So let's get these welded up, and there we go. Almost. That's almost connecting there. I'll grab this, and then we need to make the connection up to the top over there. All right, there we go. That's an air vent done. Now let's go up, and away. And again, we don't need to make this look very nice because no one's gonna see this. This is kind of behind everything. So there we go. I need some interior plates. We'll come down like that. Then we'll use one of our three-way ones and then straight piece down here. Perfect. Last thing we need is one of those and one of those. Actually, can I build up some of that? Maybe I can with what I have. All right, that should be everything. So let's go back out to the front over here and we should, well, I guess we've already got that one done. We should be able to build this now. There's our small cargo container and our air vent. So now we can access stuff from here and build this stuff up a lot quicker if we need to without even bringing in the barista, which again, I don't know why I have such an aversion to using the barista right now, but I want to do things by hand sometimes. Call it handcrafted. This is a handcrafted control room, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's quality. You know what I wish you could do? I wish you could pin cargo containers. I guess you could if you put a period in front of the name. Let me look for my component one. I'm gonna put a period in front of it. And let's see if that now, oh yeah, okay, that actually works. So it shows the one that I've selected, but then the first one it shows is this one. Okay, that helps a lot. I'm adding refill to the end of my oxygen tank, so I know which ones I can use for refill, so I can go just refill, and it should only show the ones that I can use for refill. So that's gonna save me a lot of time when I'm doing stuff like that. All right, so the next phase, we've got the pressurization set up. It's not fully done. Actually, if we want to make it fully done, all we have to really do is build this out. So you know what? Give me 1 second. We're gonna get this fully done, minus a couple blocks that help us get inside. I feel like in all the projects I do, I always keep something, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's almost done, but we'll do this next bit off camera or in the next episode or something like that. No, this one we're gonna get done right now. At this moment, we're gonna finish this project, and it will be done. It will be completed. Okay. Inset light, I don't need you anymore, even though you're good. I like you, inset light, but right now I need something else. What I need is a door, a sliding hatch door. So we're gonna do our good old fashioned door tactic. Boom, boom, like that. And we'll throw one of those up there. So I'll grab this for the color because I don't know why we're using that, but it looks cool. Wait. Why are you pressurizing? I don't know why it thinks it can pressurize right now. There's not a room for you to pressurize, sir. There's a window right there. There's a big door. Let me just grab you and go, boom. Please stop that. That was weird. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. Wait, why is it depressurizing now? Bro, pressurization in this game needs some work. Okay, we're gonna build these up here. And luckily we don't have to go very far. We just have to go to our good old fashioned, boom, one of those. Are you pressurizing? Why are you pressurizing? Okay, door, maybe that'll make them come to their senses once we have doors here. Yeah, it is trying to pressurize this room. It's trying to pressurize the planet. What? Should I let it? Like, what if it pressurizes the planet? What would that be good? I mean, like, it is working, but we do clearly have these giant holes right here. All right, I'm just gonna let it ride, and if it pressurizes the planet for me, then I'm just gonna accept that. I mean, at some point our oxygen is gonna say low. Oh no, okay, no, it's decided, nope, we can't actually do that. Sorry, the planet is not pressurizable. It got pretty far though, it got to 24% before it realized. All right, so with this, the room should now be pressurizable. And when I say that now, I mean like there might be a couple of areas. Oh. And when I grab me a girder and I place it here and I make a window and it looks so clear and I scream from the top of my lungs, where is my air? And when I look through the window and I see my base, I say, man, this is really a cool base. Okay, the windows are done. Now, pressurize? You were pressurizing earlier, so I think with the windows done, you'd be able to pressurize, but there must be a block somewhere. There must be something that is causing... Yeah, that'd probably be the block. All right, now... Oh yeah, you feel that lag right there? You feel that lag? That's the pressurization being like, oh, we can pressurize now. Just wait. Boom, there it is. Okay, look at that. All the way pressure...
No energy.
Oh, we don't have energy, that's bad. That's bad. That's, how do we get out? Oh man, how do we get out? It's fine. We don't need energy. Not in this room, because it's pressurized. We don't need energy anymore. We can live without energy forever. Granted, we don't have anything in here that can, oh wait, no, these can give us energy. You know what? Let's look at our towers for a second. Tower A, Tower B, Tower C. Looks like they're all doing pretty well. That's what I like to see. And while we're sitting here, we're getting our power back. Nice. All right, now that I'm happy at the state at which our little control room thing is in, let's start part 2. Now, part 2 is gonna be the fun part. It's gonna be the part that I don't know if it's gonna work, but it should be cool. We're gonna make basically a little relay station area that's going to not only, okay, let's build an action controller real quick so I can use this as a demonstration. Action controller is one of the new things added in the signal update that allows you to send stuff. I'll have to grab the stuff for this. Allows you to send a signal from one grid to another grid without actually them touching. So you can go into the action relay rather. I don't know if I've said. So you can set the channel 1 through 100 and you can send a signal on that channel. And then somewhere else, if something has another action relay that's set to that same channel and it receives the signal, you can set up an action for it to do and it'll do something based on that. So, but here's the problem. There's only 100 channels. And if we start trying to, honestly, we can probably be fine with 100 channels, but part of me doesn't like it because that means that we have to designate a channel for each thing, and we're gonna, we have to remember what channel everything's on and stuff like that. So I'd rather have like a couple thousand channels to choose from, which is exactly what we're gonna try to do here. So here's the theory, okay? If I have channel, let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of those. And then I have another one right here to activate it. The theory is that if something says, hey, I'm sending a signal, and then over the course of the next couple milliseconds sends, signal 1, signal 5, signal 9, you could then have the number 159, a status code 159 from there. So if I have a programmable block, throw one of those down right here, just for, example's sake. If I have a programmable block that's reading these when it's sending a signal, I should be able to grab the message 159 from there. So I could technically, tell this to send a signal and then say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'd have the code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is obviously 10,000. You'd have 99,999 possible combinations with 5 digits. So that's the whole idea that I'm going for here, is if we have 9 of these, and then we have a timer block to sort of, or maybe a programmable block, I don't know, something to compile them together, I can basically, from a ship, say, hey, I'm sending a signal, and then I can tell it to send some code over the course of a couple milliseconds, and this will be like, all right, I got the code, this is what we want to do. All right, so from that, if every ship has an ID, like a designator, the first 2 digits of the code maybe will be the ship ID, and then, the next 3 digits will be the status. I could technically have this handle like a crap load of ships and a crap load of different status symbols, whatever I want it to do. I could have it do all these things. That's the theory. Will it work? I don't know. We're gonna try. We're gonna test it out. Now, really, if I were, a better person, probably would have gone into a creative world, tried this out in creative, made sure it works, and then come into the survival world and plopped it all down. But we're not doing that. We're doing this live. We're gonna give it a go. Part of me really wants to make this in large. So you guys know how on the outposts in space, I actually made like little small grid things, and I have everything on small grid basically, so that it saves space and save materials. I kind of want to make this large though. And I don't know why, maybe that's just dumb, but I kind of want to make it large because I think it'll look cooler. So we're gonna start by placing our action relays right here. That right there is gonna be our start action relay. So something's gonna call, basically the way I have this figured, like the way I've decided that I want to do this is that code number 100 is gonna be our start relay. So if anything sends code 100, that means they're about to broadcast a signal. So it'll say code 100, and then it'll say, code 99, code 98, code 95, whatever. And then the 90s, basically you cut off the 9 there, and whatever one you're left with is gonna be the digit, basically. All right, I've got it all set up here. I've got it all placed out. So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have start signal, programmable block. So a big part of this is gonna be writing the program that actually is able to handle this. I don't exactly know how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna figure out, maybe what I'll do is I'll have these action relays each send a signal to the programmable block with an argument or something. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do, but essentially what's going to happen then is that the programmable block, based on what it sees, is going to activate a certain number of timer blocks, which are going to do some action. Or maybe I'll just have it all in the programmable block. I don't know what we're going to do exactly, but we're gonna set this up, and I think it's gonna be really cool. So let's go ahead and run around and right click all this stuff so we can build it up. All right, I've got them all named, so now you can see what I mean. So signal 90 is gonna be digit 0, signal 91 is gonna be digit 1, 92 digit 2. Now I could have used signal 1 through 9, I guess 1 through 10 to be all these digits, but those are the earlier signals, so it's more likely that I'll overlap than it is that I'll go for like signal 90 or something. So signal 100 is receive. That's how you know to start the program. And then if you receive any of these while we're receiving, we're gonna compile them into a list of digits, and then we'll have a number at the end. So now what I need to do is write a program to do that. Alrighty, next comes the fun part that I don't get to show because it's programming. So let me go and do that, and I'll come back, and hopefully I'll have a program by the end of this that will actually receive these properly. We'll see. I'll be back. All right, welcome back. I'm so happy because about an hour and 30 minutes later, I now have my message reader in a state where I think it's done. It might need a little bit more tweaking, but it does work. So what we have here, just to test, I haven't set up the action controllers quite yet, but I know how to set them up. What I have just to test are these buttons right here. This one right here, we'll put it in a receiving mode because currently it's not trying to receive. This is a 1 and that is a 2. And then this right here is a timer block, which I've named signal timer with a certain code at the end of it. So if I get a certain code from that sequence thing, it'll run this timer block and activate that LCD. So let me show you how this works. So if I go right here, it'll start receiving, and I can press 1, it'll receive the 1. I can press 2, it'll receive the 2. 2 again. Okay, okay, that's a bug. Okay, there was a bug. I fixed it though. Okay, so now when I press this right here, it'll go into a receiving state where it's going to be looking for a code. And if I press 1, there's the 1, 2, there's the 2, 2 again, there's the 2, 1 again, there's the 1, 2 again, there we go. And if the time completes, which currently I have set to 10 seconds, it'll append a 0. So if I only go through here and type in 1, 1, 2, for instance, it's going to come through and it's going to give a 0, or it's going to give 3 zeros at the end because it's only requesting a 6-digit code. So there we go, it's added the zeros there. Additionally, if I enter all 6 of my numbers very quickly, it's gonna boom right there. They're all gonna be right there. And now it's not even trying to receive. So if I start entering 2s or something, it's not even gonna try and like recognize them. But the fun thing is I have this set. Actually, I don't know why it just went to zeros. That was weird. Okay, that's probably another bug, but I'll fix that. I'll fix that later. Currently though, I have it set to, if it gets a code, what it's gonna try to do is find a timer that has that same code. And if it finds a timer with that code, like 121122, for instance, it'll activate that timer. So if I put it in a receiving state and then do 121122, it's gonna get that, run the timer, and boom, there's my smiley face now showing right there. It's the timer's activated that. So that is, I think, pretty neat. I'm able to just, you know, based on whatever code it receives. Yeah, I don't know why it goes back to 00. But anyway, yeah, based on whatever code I receive, it's going to be able to like activate a timer block. And, you know, I might have like 100 timer blocks. Maybe one of them is going to set an LCD to something, or you know, it's going to activate some certain thing or whatever. I don't know exactly what it's going to do, but they're all here. So essentially, I've only got the buttons working right now, but the way the action controllers are going to work is this one is going to be this button. So this is going to put it in a receiving state. Then all of these are going to be these buttons right here. So we have 0 through 9. It's going to generate a code like that, and then it's going to do something based on that code. But the really nice thing is that I can have this this code come in like a matter of ticks, you know, like a matter of milliseconds. Instead of me pressing buttons over the course of 10 seconds, it's going to be these firing over the course of a couple milliseconds. So it's definitely something that any ship can really be outfitted with, just a couple of timer blocks to send a code. And I think that's all we need to do. This part's set up, and I'm very proud of it. Now we'll get back to the episode in a second, but real quick, if any of you are interested in the code, here we go. So this is all that it's doing right here. It's, you know, it's resetting a variable, it's adding every digit to the variable as it comes in, and then once it's reached, it's calling the timer block. So essentially, it's, you know, it's running that elapsed seconds right here, so making sure that we're not going past our amount of time. Then if it's receiving an argument, it's going to do something based on that. So if it receives receive, it's going to start receiving. Reset is going to reset it, and then anything else is going to add digits. So you could technically send it like letters and whatever. You could send it whatever you want, and it'll add it to that digit thing. And then all the digits doing is, if it's in a receiving state, it'll run through and add it to this variable right here. And then if that variable is ever over the maximum number of digits, it's going to go ahead and submit that code and then reset the entire thing. So that's pretty much all that's happening right here. When you look at submit code, all it's doing is grabbing a dynamic timer based on the code and the prefix at the top. And if it finds it, it's going to trigger it. Same thing with an LCD. If we have an LCD, it's going to try and put that text there. And all that LCD is that LCD right in front of us right there, that thing right there. So that's all the code's doing. Very simple stuff. And you can do this yourself if you want to on your own world. All right, now that we have this set up, the only way to test it is going to be to actually implement it on a ship. So what I want to do is implement this on the Gerfosomaniac. We're going to have the Gerfosomaniac send a 6-digit code. Basically, whenever it lands at a base or whenever it does something like that, it's going to send a 6-digit code with its identifier and its status. So let's go ahead and set that up. We're going to run over to the, actually we can, oh, the sun's coming up. That's actually perfect. We can utilize our exit right here, which is going to be very nice. Boom. Let's give it a second for the pressurize to equalize, and then boom, we're back out the other side. All right, Gerfosomaniac, you're gonna be getting an upgrade. Now, in order for that to happen, I think what I wanna do, I don't know if the Gerfosomaniac's going anywhere right now. I think maybe the event controller didn't fire, which is fine for us, because I need to set some stuff up on it. So first of all, let's go ahead and remove this. We don't need this anymore. We don't need that, we don't need that, we don't need that. Next, I'm gonna keep that on just for now, because I'm gonna be manipulating it. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the AI flight move and disconnect this, and then press Y. Oh, we'll put the batteries to auto right there. There we go. Let's go ahead and take this off a little bit, and we're gonna like have it hover right here where we can mess with it a little bit. And once we do this, we'll blueprint it, of course. Now, the thing about this is we essentially are going to need a number of timers equal to however many digits we want to send. So we're sending 6 digits, which means every ship that wants to utilize this system is going to need 6 timers to send those digits, which is kind of, you know, a lot, but that's just how it works. So we're going to get those set up, and we're going to use this different color just so we know that this is our digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we need an action controller, an action relay, which we'll go ahead and set up right about there. In addition to that, I'll go ahead and plop actually, I will need one more timer. I'm gonna need a master timer as well to send the receive signal to the thing. Okay. So action relay, 6 timers for each of the digits, and then a master timer to send the initial signal. And then it's going to basically go bloop, 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 as fast as it can. And we're going to see if it receives the signal over at our base. And if it receives the signal, if we can get it to receive the signal, basically we can do whatever we want, because we can already prove that we can call timers based off of code. So if we can get this to send its code and that receives it properly, then, I mean, the world's our oyster. We can do whatever we want. Okay, so let's go ahead and, what do we want to do? Okay, we'll go ahead and weld up all this stuff, all these timers, and I'm gonna name these digit 1, 2, 3. So this one right here, we're gonna call these all signal timer master. So we have signal timer master, that's the first one that's gonna get called. And then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically. All right, and we're doing this with timer blocks, but we could also do this with a programmable block if we wanted to. And then for any other code we wanna send, I think we're also gonna need extra timer blocks for it. I mean, if we set it up so that the first 3 digits are the identifier of the ship and the last 3 digits are the status code, then we technically only need to duplicate the last 3, because we can be a little creative with what the master does. The master could turn off certain timers based on the status that we're receiving. But anyways, yeah, okay. So we're gonna run with that for now. That's just gonna be like a landed status or something. And maybe we'll run with a second one, which will be a takeoff status. Actually, I think that's what we're gonna do. The first 3 are gonna be the identifier of the ship. All right, here's the setup that we have for 3 different statuses. So we have a base landed status, a flying status, and an outpost landed status. So 3 different statuses here, and then we have our IDs. So the IDs are gonna be the same because we have the first 3 digits being the ship ID and the last 3 digits being the status. So the ID will always be the same. All we have to do is change the status. So the way we're gonna do this, I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I think what we're gonna do is our landing timer is going to basically selectively turn on and off these things, these status ones right here. So we have a reset status that's gonna turn them all off, and then whichever one we need, we'll turn on the 3 that we use, and then we'll just run the master and it'll basically try and run all of them, but only the ones that are on would actually run. So, okay, let's get this stuff set up. So starting with our startup actions, I'm gonna grab our status ones, and basically all of these guys we're just gonna turn off. Because, yeah, toggle off, toggle off, toggle off. So yeah, it's gonna toggle all those guys off. Then whenever I go to my master one, this master one's pretty much gonna run all of these. So the way we're gonna set this up, ID 1, I don't know what the smallest number we can set up is gonna be. Let's try like 0.1 seconds. It's gotta be between 1. So the way ID 1 is gonna work, here's how we're gonna do it. So we're gonna designate this ship. Let me put a little LCD on the back so I can have the ship designation. Okay, there we go. So this ship is gonna be designated 001. So the first 3 digits it's gonna send are gonna be 001, and then the status is gonna be landed or taking off. So I'll make up some statuses as we go here. I think for now we're gonna make the statuses really easy. I might think of a better way to do this. In fact, if any of you guys have a cool way to do the statuses, let me know. But what I might do is have the first digit of the status be like flying or landed. So 1 will be flying, it'll be 100, or maybe 101 will be our flying one. And then maybe if I change it later to be flying to the outpost, it'll be 101, maybe flying to the base will be 102 or something. And then landed, we'll start with a 2. So it'll be 201 at the base and 202 at the outpost. So that's how we're gonna do our little code for now. And if you guys have a better way to do it, we could change how we want to do this. And I can make this any number of digits. The only limitation being that the number of status digits really determines how many timers I'm gonna need, unless I start using programmable blocks, which I might do. That might make it a lot easier, honestly. But for now, I'm gonna try with timer. All right, I think I finally got this thing working. It required a lot of timer blocks. In fact, it was a little more complicated than I had thought it would be. So not only do you need the ID timer blocks right here, the signal timer blocks for each status that you want. So if we want 3 status digits, we need 3 timers for each status that we decide we want. So we have 3 statuses here. But you also need another additional timer block for each status digit so that it can call, well, this is the simplified way that I could figure out to do how to do it. So it could call all 3 of the 3. So basically, we're gonna call ID 1. ID 1 is gonna call ID 2. ID 2 is gonna call ID 3. ID3 is going to call ID4, whichever number 4 it may be, whichever of the 4 status is. 4 is going to call 5, 5 is going to call 6. But it's easier if this doesn't have to call 3 different ones, and then each of those 3 different ones have to call 3 different ones. You know, it gets a little more complicated the more statuses you have. So it's a little easier if I just have it set up this way. Now, the way this is working is essentially we're using the trigger now. So that's why I need this many, because the master one's calling this one, and this is triggering now the next one. But in between this and this triggering now this one, there's a 1 tick delay. I think it's a 1 tick delay. So it doesn't happen at the same time. It happens this one first, then this one in a very, very short form. So we essentially have them running up the chain very shortly. I think in the future I am going to use programmable blocks for this because this is just complicated the way it's set up. But yeah, let me show you it working. So essentially if we go into here right now, and I have it on test mode, so all I'm going to do is press the reset. Then I'm going to say I want base to work. So I'll toggle those ones on here. And then when I press this right here, I'll go into my spectate camera, which is pointed at this. It'll show the error message, or the message popping up, which is 001 for our ship, and then 201 for landed at the base, because the 2 is for landed, the 1 is for the base. Back over here, if I reset them and I want to say that I'm flying, let me turn the flying ones on here, and I go back over here and press our master button right there. It'll give us 001100, 001 for the ship, and 100 for flying. The last digit would be the location, and but we don't know. We just know it's flying, so it's giving 100. Finally, if I do OTP, which is outpost, and turn those ones on, it's going to give us another landing code. Here, let me go back to spectator camera here. We'll press our button right here. This should give us 001202, right? Yep, 001202, 2 for landed, and then the 2 at the end for at the outpost, our second location. So there we go, that's our little thing working, and each of those we've already determined can actually activate a timer block based on whatever we want it to do. The only thing left to do now would be to set it to automatically, oh gosh, to automatically do it whenever it lands. So the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna go into the timer land. So timer base land, for instance, we're gonna say set up actions, and we'll put this on number 2, I guess. Or maybe we'll put, yeah, number 2, I guess. Oh man, it's storming outside. I hope I don't run out of power. That would suck mid-recording. In fact, just so I don't lose this, let me just, there we go, I reset the recording, because we lost power a bunch yesterday, and it was annoying. I need to get like a UPS or something so I don't lose all my recordings if it dies. Anyway, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna call our reset, because we have a reset one, which resets the status, so trigger that one now. And then I think I'm gonna say, so this is our base one, so we're gonna turn back on these guys. I'll skip one just for visibility. So trigger now, not trigger now, sorry, turn on. We'll turn on base 5, and we'll turn on base 6 as well. So all those should turn on. So we reset all of them, turn everything off, then turn on just these 3, and then we should be able to go master. And I'm gonna call start for this. I don't want it to trigger now until all these are on. So we'll just call start. Well, I'll call trigger now, it'll be fine. It'll be okay. All right, so that's what that'll do. Outpost land will do the same thing, except reset just so that it'll turn on the outpost ones. And finally, our takeoff ones are gonna do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna duplicate it here, but if I had a script, it would just make this so much easier, because I could tell it exactly what code I want it to do, and then have it cycle through every, 1 tick. Have it cycle through just, I would only need 6 timers, or maybe even not even. No, I wouldn't even need any timers, just 1 programmable block. I could have it cycle through each digit and send the code. Ooh, man, the storm is raging. Please, power, don't go out. That would not be fun. Signal master. We're gonna have you trigger now. Okay, and now everything should be set. Okay, so now, in theory, if I land right here, I'll get into landing position here. I'll run our base landing one. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll have this so that I can see, but I'm gonna press number 1 for base land, and this should automatically trigger the thing. Let's see if it does it. No, it didn't, because those ones didn't turn on properly. It didn't do the thing fast enough. I think if I go over there, they'll still be off. Yeah, you see they're off because what I did was I reset and then I turned them on in the same thing, but they didn't turn on because it's got the 1 tick delay. So, that's why. Okay, so if you know what, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch this all to use a programmable block because it's just so much easier. But if I wanted this to actually work, all I would have to do from here is set up another timer block and just run the reset through the timer. It's just a pain. It's just a pain. It's just a pain when all you need to do is call 1 programmable block, which will do anything for you. All right, everybody, I did away with those pesky timer blocks because I'm tired of them. They're annoying and they make everything a pain. I now have a programmable block, which is going to allow me to just send a signal. That's all it does, okay? The programmable block, here, I'll show you in action. If I press this button, it's gonna send the signal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because all I did was I went in here and I told this right here to send the argument 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the program. So boom, look at our spectate and kabam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect, okay. So now that we have this thing doing the thing, if I come over here, I mean, the block's there, it's set, right? Okay. If I come over here, go into, turn off our AI flight move. Oh, there we go, turn that off. Yep, there we go. Unland, oh shoot, okay. Batteries, gotta turn those back on. Boom, batteries in auto, okay? And then what is this right here? Is this our, yeah, okay, so our timer land. So when I do this, it should send the signal that we've landed to our base. So boom, timer land, 3, 2, 1, hit it, spectate, let's see. 0, 0, 0, 0, does it send the signal though? Oh, because I never set it up to send the signal. Ah, 1 second. There's always another thing. Okay, so base land doesn't have to do all this stuff anymore. We can remove all this stuff. All it's gotta do is gotta go signal right here, boom, run with, we're gonna run it with the code 201. 2 for landed, 01 for at the first location. Okay, so it's gonna send code 201. Then outpost land is gonna send code 202. Boom, look at this, 202, just as easy as that. And here's the crazy thing, I made it a little bit robust, right? Okay, so in the program, you can actually specify your ship ID. So if I wanna go for timer takeoff and go base takeoff right here and set up the action, I could, if I wanted to, set that I want to go 001, 100, 100 for flying. I could say that entire thing, or I can just say this portion right here and it'll automatically put the 001 on because I have a variable for the ship ID that it appends if you don't append it yourself. So there we go. We're not going to do that though. We're gonna keep it simple. We're just gonna only send the status code to the programmable block. Okay, there we go. And now everything is set, which means now when I land, I should get the status code. 3, 2, 1, kabam, check it. 001, 201. 201 because we've landed at our main base. And now, if I would be so bold, if I would tell this to automatically go on its mission to the PAM base, I should be able to go in here. And when it gets to the PAM base, I'll use spectator camera again. I'll go spectate to PAM base. When it gets to the PAM base, we'll see that we see the signal. I just vented all the air, but it's probably fine. Let's head our way back down. By the way, I'm really proud of this this control base. I think it looks really cool, and I'm really proud of this because this is something that it's kind of like a shower thought. I didn't know if it would actually work, but now that it has, I have these signals, and I can update the whole reason for this, and it's still flying, so we're not too worried. It's like over there somewhere. Yeah, it's still flying. The whole reason for this is that once I have these signals, once I can pretty much transfer whatever signal it sends back to whatever timer block I want, I can have it do whatever I want. I can have it change LCDs to certain colors, or, you know, turn LCDs on, turn on words somewhere. I can have a status label right here, like status of the ship, because I know what ship I'm sending back because the first 3 digits is what that is. I can have status of this ship is landed at this base, location this base. I can do whatever I want, which is really amazing to me. I love it. But let's go to spectate camera real quick and get over there just so we can see when it's gonna land. It's gonna take it a second, but it's coming over here. It's on its way. And I don't have my other computer set up, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd put this in like a dual screen so you can see both. But once it starts getting close, we'll switch back to the other thing, and we'll watch. Okay, so it's getting close. So let's pretend I'm over here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there it is. Okay, 001, 202. That means it's landed. And when I look, I mean, it kind of did. I don't know what the heck this is, but it did land, and I got the signal code to my base, which is perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. It resets to 0000, by the way. Oh, wait, it's sending... Did it take off? Oh, it did. Okay, that's kind of neat. Wow, you saw the use case right there just for my base. I didn't see that it took off, but I got the signal. And sure enough, it did indeed take off. And it's headed back to the main base. Just for giggles, we'll wait for it to get back to the main base. Now, I had the idea of potentially doing... So the takeoff one is 001 for the ship, and then 100. So I was saying 1 for the fly and then 0, 0 because we don't know where it's headed. But if I wanted to, I could say, actually I can do that really, really easily. Now that I don't have to add timer blocks, I can say 101 is flying to the base and 102 is flying to the outpost. Wow. Oh my gosh, programmable blocks have made this just so much easier. While this guy's flying by, I'll show you guys what this one looks like. It's a little simpler. In case you want to use this program, and I include it, maybe I'll include it somewhere. Still don't really know how to share programs very well with you guys, but basically I just have the action relay block name, the ship ID in case you want to use it, it's optional, max digits, which is what it uses to decide if it needs to append that, and then it's got the lookup for the channels. So basically it goes by index, so if it receives a digit 0, it'll look at index 0, which is 90, and it'll use channel 90. So you can set these to whatever you want, and then it's got the channel receive, which is what, the first one it sends out to receive stuff. I have it updating every 1 tick, but you don't have to do that. You can do 10 or 100 or whatever. And then all I'm doing is grabbing the action relay. If I need to send a next digit, I'm sending it. If I'm grabbing an argument, I'm changing the code. And then for sending the thing, all I'm doing is a couple of validation things. If we're not transmitting yet, I send the transmission signal, and then I just grab the first digit here and send that, and then I take off the first digit and add, the remaining digit is what I need to send still. So very simple code. You can use this one if you want to. It's a good one. In fact, while we're waiting, here's what I'll do. I'll do a little bit of this because we have to, here, I'll just control. We'll have to do all this eventually. Might as well now, right? All right, there we go. We were able to get all of these built up as the Maniac is still coming in for landing. And in fact, I'll go up there and I'll add that extra code that I wanted to add, the extra little designation for it taking off to a certain base or something like that. But the fun thing is I've got one receiver, and that one receiver can basically handle any number of stuff because it takes like a fraction of a second for all the message to come in. So even though it's kind of on hold when a message is coming in and it can't take in another message in that time because it's locked, it's only a fraction of a second that it's doing that. So let's go in here and I'll show you how easy it is to change these codes. So my timer for base takeoff, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same thing, the signal programmable block, and instead of sending what I was sending, which was 100, I'm going to send 102 because it's taking off to the outpost. Okay, confirm that. And then same thing for the other one. Instead of doing 100, I'll do 101 because it's taking off with its destination going there. So there we go. Perfect. So now whenever this guy takes off, I should notice that it sends a signal there. Now, one thing I've noticed is it doesn't really take off very easily. And I don't know what's causing that. Okay, maybe it's because it's an AND gate. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it's I don't know. I'm not sure why it doesn't take off again to go back to the outpost base. I'll have to troubleshoot that. But anyway, when I do this, I should see that it now has a 102 status. So there we go. Yeah, we've got an entire action relay setup done, and I'm still in spectator camera here, but whatever. We have this entire action relay setup thing done. It's working. We've got it working for one ship, meaning we could technically set this up for the outposts or really anything we want to do with it. So I think that's just I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what we were able to do here today. I had wanted to set up a little bit more on this top floor here, but I'm running out of time here. I've been recording for way longer than I usually do because those scripts just take so long. But yeah, probably next episode we'll set up some cool action relay stuff that we can do in here with maybe like a console block that's actually showing the status of that thing. I'm still not entirely sure how we should display it or how it should look, I guess. Like, should it be LCDs or should it be the same thing? Here, let's go inside. It's a little chilly out here. Should it be LCDs or should it be the same thing we did for the solar panels where it has those 3 screens? I'm not sure exactly what we should do, but I'm proud of, I'm inspired, I'm proud of where it's going, and we're gonna make this room look nice. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of this episode. If you liked it, please be sure to hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe if you want to. And with that, I will see you all in the next episode of Space Engineers Survival.